um, is it going to be? It's going to be another tough. Well, how do you think Samoa? I mean, not Samoa. Man, am I messing up big time or what? How do you think Tonga are going to be going next weekend then?
Oh no, yeah, they're exactly in the same boat as the Kiwis. Exactly the same, mate. They're just getting better and better every time, week in and week out after that during their tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how they come together and play as a unit again. It would have been great to see them play the Kiwis and amongst that as well. It would have been awesome to have a bit of a little round robin type of tournament thing. But not to be. I think they're going to find it tough.
Yeah.
The Kangaroos will get better and. They'll find it hard, mate.
Well, what do you reckon there, JT, about Tonga taking on Aussie?
Yeah, if they can control their emotions and not let it overspill onto the field and play with their same style that they played in the World Cup, there's definitely a chance. But, Rino touched on it, the Kangaroos, they are the consummate professionals when it comes to rugby league. They'll have today's game under their belt. And so they'll work on their combinations and, all their plays and all that sort of stuff. So, mate, you never know. I think if the Kiwis can soften their Kangaroos up for today, maybe take out a couple of their key players for next week's game, and then Tonga get the roll on, and I think the crowd support will definitely be in the Tongans' favour. So, mate, anything's possible, and we'll see how we go.
True that. One of the things that we didn't discuss was some of the key players for Australia in today's game. There, JT. Who do you think that the Kiwis need to look out for in particular? I know they need to look out for pretty much the whole team, but who do they have to look out for in particular?
Oh, depending on the condition of the field, Damien Cook at a dummy half, he's been probably the find of the year in terms of players. Mate, James Tedesco was his second page play, his support play. Latrell Mitchell has just been a superstar all year. Just ask poor Will Chambers at the Storm. Mitchell's had his number for the whole year. Val Holmes, speedster out wide. Dane Gagai had a great Origin series. Up front, I think they cancel each other out. So it's going to be around those halves and out further in the outside backs, I think, mate.
Right. What do you reckon also there, Reno?
Yeah, well, JT's pretty well nailed it right on the head, mate. Tedesco, Gagai, Mitchell, Holmes. Good to see DCE back, old Cherry Evans. Cook will be amazing out of half, and yeah, it'll be interesting. But you could put your whole hand right across that whole squad. You just got to keep an eye on them and shut them down, and see how it goes. But yeah, they're all superstars in their own right. That's why they're wearing the green and gold. Good to see in Australia to recognise too. During their training, they wore the old brown strip to reminisce on the early years of the World War I veterans that played for the Aussie Kangaroos. Yeah. That was a bit of a nice touch. So, they're on a historical moment at the stage. It'll be interesting. To be honest, mate, I don't even know why Aaron Woods is in this team.
Oh,
he's hopeless. JT agree with me on that. I don't even know why. Why don't they pick another young front row?
Oh, well, they've got to pick somebody.
Sharon Woods is an absolute joke. Cannot stand it. Like, he had the worst haircut at the start of the year. Looked like that Lord Farquhar or whatever his name was. Or Shrek, and absolute joke. One of us could do a better job keeping. Seriously.
I'm sure. Anyway, let's move on. Of course, last weekend.
But what I'm looking forward to is watching Isabella Kelly. I'll leave it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Kizzy Epps and the gills.
I'm sure. No, I will say though that I'm also looking forward to the. To the women's game. I mean, I think it's going to be great. Wonderful to see our former local girl from here, Nita Maynard. She made the starting lineup.
Didn't you used to coach her, Keith?
Yes, I did indeed. I did. A few years ago now. Not in rugby league though, but she was a tough competitor, tough girl, man. Very nippy, like how she is pretty much now. She also played six tests for Australia as well in rugby. So, so she's kind of been there or thereabouts. So, yeah, looking forward to that game.
What position did she play in rugby, mate?
She played halfback.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Right.
Good luck to Nisa. And the number right beside her there, I'm going to try and say this, Toko Toru Arakua.
Right.
With the big mohawk blonde hairstyle. She was dynamite in that grand final for the Broncos. I'm looking forward to seeing how she goes.
Yeah.
A couple of good players in there. Laura Maru, of course.
Yeah.
Fetarika out in the centres, and Kimi Oranati. So, mate, I'm backing the Kiwis there.
Me too. I'm really looking forward to, especially Kimi Ora. Is Honey Hedemi also playing in that game too, isn't she?
Yep, she's out there with tennis.
Yes.
She's the captain.
Oh, of course. So, yeah, it should be a great game. I'm really looking forward to that. Now, let's go back to last weekend real quick there, Reno. We had Bathurst, man, and what a boy, just another great day for the Motorheads.
Yeah, massive weekend, and I see they already released the dates for next year's 2019 VACAR series as well, and they made a few changes, so Pukekohe will be going before the Bathurst series next year. But going back to last week, mate, just a dream. It's a move in the making for Lownsy. Craig Lowndes winning for his team, a couple of Holdens up front there, first, second, and the last time you'll see a Ford Falcon racing in the V8 series, no more. For next year, 2019, the makes way the Falcon for the Mustang. So good to see Scotty McLaughlin up there, Keely up there on the podium. But yeah, 205,000 plus fans there on the Sunday. It's huge, and just tells you how big motorsport in general is right across the whole of Australasia. It's your Bogans, Westies. They love the good old schooners up there on the hill on top of the mountain. Love the roar of the V8s, and love the grid girls, obviously. But yeah, another massive weekend for motorsport. Huge. I think the biggest in the Southern Hemisphere.
Oh, absolutely. I thought it was awesome. And, quite dramatic. I suppose, who was it for, that guy? Was it Reynolds? Yeah, Reynolds.
Yeah.
Hey, he was leading.
Yeah. Pete, the car was on song. He was on song.
Boy,
and,
was he what?
Hey, Cramp got the better of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just couldn't hold it together. Had a bit of a rubbish build-up to it as well. Sleep deprived majorly.
Right.
Everything going through his mind, as you do.
Yeah.
You get into those kind of situations. It doesn't matter what you're involved with, and if it's focus in any type of sport, you've got all the stuff going through your head, and you're clicking over this and that and making sure you're all focused. So he went through it pretty hard, and only really lasted 15 laps. Didn't want to let the crew know what was going through his mind.
Right.
And that's just part of motorsport, mate. You lose X amount of kgs, massive loads of kgs. You try to get all the nutrients into your body to keep you going, and it tells you how fit you got to be doing 161 laps around Mount Panorama.
Yeah.
Down unbelievable fitness. That's part of the Enduros. So look forward to Gold Coast. They're up in the GC. I've seen photos of them building the track already. Then I'll head over to Pukekohe in November, and that'll be a massive crowd there in Tamaki Makaurau to watch Lownsy for the last time race as a full-time driver.
True. I mean, not just the fitness, but the level of concentration. I mean, the level of concentration that you have to go and just doing one lap is pretty intense, but having to do 160 of them, even though you're with a partner in Bathurst, I mean, man, it's right up there. It's one heck of a sport, isn't it?
Oh, it is. When you put it in that context, like you said, Keithy, it is hard. It's enduring, and you got to know what you're doing. It's driver machinery, because it's not just for you and your team, but you got all your crew and everything like that. It is. I could imagine it. You imagine one little tire just clipping the curb on the grass at 290, 300 k's. You're gone. Your race is over. Your history, Yeah. It is, mate. I could imagine.
Quite
it'd
intense.
be horrible.
Yeah, I think so. I think it can get quite intense over there in Bathurst, and it's no wonder people just love watching it. And Bathurst in particular. I mean, Mount Panorama. Because there are just so few. I think passing opportunities and Bathurst. I think that's one of the reasons, and there are a number of hot spots throughout where if you get it wrong, there could be some major damage either made to your car or to you or to your chances,
Yeah, for a lot of those drivers, Bathurst is much really bigger than the championship, the overall championship. To win Bathurst and get your name onto that trophy, you're the king of the V8s in some sense. So, it is worth a lot more to individual drivers and teams and car branded companies as well. But it's a hard slog. I think that's where most of the world watches is the Bathurst. How many will watch the Gold Coast next weekend? Mostly not too many. But But yeah, Bathurst can be, that's where dreams are made. That's where your name's made.
True.
And history just repeats. Everyone talks about Peter Brock, but there's been many from the yesteryears gone by who have made their names and etched themselves into Bathurst history. So yeah, Lowndes is one of those.
Yeah.
7 wins on the great track, and there'll be many more young ones coming on through. But the machinery is getting faster. You can win it if you're brave enough to late break, do the outside pass, draft down Conrod straight. But it also can be won in the pits. If you get it right down to the millisecond of your changing, they've got a whole new brake change now. You take the whole rotary disc off now. But that's just motorsport. It can be one on pits or one out there on the track. And unfortunately for Davey Reynolds, his body shut down.
Yeah, just amazing. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Your favourite rugby team play their last game today. Their JT East Coast go up against West Coast down there in Greymouth. What do you reckon, bro?
Well, let's hopefully it's a drought breaker. 5 years without a V for victory is far too long. So yeah, coast to the coast. West Coast is the staunch rugby league era. It has been for many years. So hopefully they're a bit tired and weary, and they've only got 13 players on the field, like the rugby league side. So yeah, come on, Nazi Pro East Coast. Do something for your fans. It's been long enough now. It's long overdue. In fact, trying to get a win, and it should have come against Poverty Bay a couple of weeks back, but unfortunately, due to a last-minute little hiccup, and Poverty Bay get the win. But it is what it is, Keithy. It's almost expected. It's almost like the Kiwi Rugby League team. You go there to battle, and you're up against the wall. Your back's against the wall. So yeah, come on, boys.
Indeed. Of course, you're the Thames Valley team. Man, they're humming along, aren't they, Reno?
Yeah, currently second on the championship in the Heartland at this stage, right behind Whanganui, and the boys got a tough one down there in Timaru. Flew out yesterday just to get ready for everything, South Canterbury. Basically, they got to win.
Yes.
Got to win. Why they got to win is to host a semi-final at home. If they lose, they could end up being third or fourth, which means they'll have to travel away.
Yeah.
Or even if it doesn't work in their favour, they could even be number one in the Lahore Cup?
Me.
Lahore?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get into the Lahore Cup, though. I don't think they're getting into the Lahore Cup. It certainly meets Cup material.
So if it doesn't work, and say East Coast beats West Coast, that's where it'll falter. So that's when they'll drop right down to fifth. But I don't think it's going to... I would hope not. I'm hoping the Swampies can get it home and bring home a home semi-final for the fans that's all of a sudden growing this year out of the blue.
Yeah. I agree. I think, because they got so close last year, eh? I mean, there were so many, Thames Valley, there were so many close calls, where they lost only by 2 or 3 points. There might have been about 2 or 3 games, last year. So, what's good to see is that they've kind of overcome the things that they had to endure, I suppose, last year. And, things seem to be coming together for Thames Valley, eh?
Yeah, they seem to be humming along, mate. I was talking to the CEO, Edmund Leahy, yesterday, and I said to Morphea, actually, I bet you that opening game against West Coast, that 2-point loss, going to come back and bite you in the bum, eh? And he says, yeah, I think it is, mate. I says, yeah, well, it's just one of those things. But just got to wish them good luck. They're a young team, very similar to last year, actually exactly the same.
Yeah.
Same coaching structure. They've got a few of the members. They had a reunion last week from the 80s of the team that won the whole division in Big Counties Monaco and their famous victory. They're down there with them as well. So there's a bit of motivation behind the boys. A few of the sponsors are flowing down with them. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the Thames Valley boys. Let's hope they can win this afternoon and secure a home semi-final. Doesn't matter which way you look at it, they are in the final. So that's one box ticked from the coaching and management staff. And just got to wish them all the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Poverty Bay, now they've got their game, they're up against Buller here in Gisborne. That's at 2:30 kickoff down there, Rugby Park. They definitely need to win this game to even have a chance. Of making it into the Lahore Cup, which doesn't look like, well, who knows what could happen there, man. But, boy, they really do need some support down there. Get on down to Rugby Park, 2:30 kickoff.